Shalom and good day all, this is TKLM29 back again for another indie comic review, and in this indie comic review I'm covering the last issue of Assassin's Apprentice Book 2, to which it's issue 6, and the next one will be starting up again in around October. Whether I'm around for that or not, I don't think that I will be. We'll see how things go. And also we have Rogue Sun, also the next issue of that, being issue 19. And this issue is slightly different to some previous issues, but it is sort of like keeping a bit of a format which the creator of this series has been doing. So I'll now get things organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So, first things first, for this Assassin's Apprentice, issue 6, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, to which we'll have a look at the art around the beginning, middle and the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. And as we start to move into the beginning of the story, we return to the character of Fitz. And as we can see here, after sort of like going through a bit of a turn of events, he's now basically in bed, and basically had someone sort of like be a bit of a pain in the ass to him of sorts. Not only that, he's also wondering where his dog Smithy is. And we've also got Burek with him, and also Galen. And we also catch up with a character by the name of Molly. So jumping towards the middle of the story, we get to hear a little bit more sort of about the person who's running this place, to which Fitz is basically wanting to learn to become an apprentice, speaks to some of the people who were there, and also learns a little bit more as to what actually is happening there. And last but not least, towards the end, to which we get to see basically the head of the apprenticing, or the person who helps these people to become an apprentice, and also chooses basically who would be a future apprentice, also encountering Fitz once again. So for the internal art, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. So first things first, do we get anything in relation to the area of time? No, we don't. Next is the location. It would be nice if it included some of these things, because it really does drive me nuts not seeing it in the story. Though if it's actually applied to the novel itself, like an actual novel itself in relation to this story, but it's not applied to the comic, I must admit I am highly disappointed. Next is the cast of characters, consisting of Fitz, Smithy, Burek, Galen, and last but not least, the character of Molly. For the overall story rating in this, I give a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Rogue Sun, issue 19. So as we start to move into Rogue Sun, issue 19, as you can see, there's something slightly different with this particular issue, to which we get sort of like half one story coming from Dylan and the other story coming from his old man. And the way that this is done, a lot of the conversation feels the same within both parts. But let's move straight into the first. And is, do these covers in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? In some essence it does, to which I give a 7 out of 10. Now the thing is, seeing this is a wraparound cover, I do need to show you the other side. And this is the other side. So we'll start off covering the old man's side of things, and then we'll move into Dylan's side of things. as we have a look at the internal art around the beginning, middle, and end. But I must admit, a lot of the art, how it's used in this is repetitive, in regards to both characters, but where in regards to this, we are sort of like hearing it from both sides of the characters. So this is around the beginning, and we also see practically the same type of art used with Dylan's character, slowly towards the middle, and last but not least towards the end. The beginning, the middle, and the end. So for the internal art, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the story. I do feel this story sort of slipped a bit, but that didn't take away from the really good art. So the first is the area of comic references. Do we get any comic references to any of the previous issues? No, but it does need to be here in the story. Next is the area of time. No indication of time. The location where this is still taking place is in New Orleans, but no other places were mentioned, though I think they should start being mentioned a little bit more often. The cast of characters consisting of Dylan, the Hellhound. We also had the Morningstar mentioned. There are other characters, but they weren't brought up or referenced, though it probably wouldn't hurt to see it included. But for the overall story rating in this, I give a 7 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.